Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Titleless Musings, and today I have a brand new K-pop journal with me for you. Except this is not a K-pop journal, this is just my daily journal. Today we are talking about Evan's debut. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am an Engine. I am still an Hypen fan to this day, and I was just as shocked when Heesung left the group in March, but now he has made his debut as Evan. So I said that I would make a video giving my opinions on his first release, and then go from there in terms of if I was still going to cover his music. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I do want to put a couple prefaces before I make this video. First of all, these are just my opinions. You know, what do I know kind of thing. This is literally just me listening to it as a fan. I have no background in music. I'm literally just going to be talking about it from a layperson's terms. The second thing I want to say as well is I want to make it very, very clear that none of my comments on the music have anything to do with Evan's meaning behind the songs. Obviously, I am not Evan. I can go based off of what he's revealed in interviews about the songs, but I don't think that it is my business as a person to determine whether or not that meaning was achieved through a song, because art is very subjective. So instead, this will not be any comments on what Evan has talked about these songs mean to him. This will literally just be what the songs sound like to me. So with all that out of the way, let's start with Ride or Die, because I have been a little nervous to talk about this. I did watch the music video, and I did listen to the song, and I don't know if I liked it. The issue is, it's not a bad song at all. Sonically, it's very good. It's catchy, it experiments with music very differently. I think maybe in a more kind of Western way, sort of the way that we talk about sometimes on my channel with Hypen going. I notice a lot of that, and I'm not sure kind of if any of that has to do with Evan's own influences, or if it's just kind of Hype in general that's going that way. I know that Evan had solo credits on this, but it can still be a catchy song, and it lacked, though, the message of Evan. That made no sense. Let me explain that. What I mean is that the song is fine, but when I came away listening to it, I wasn't like, wow, this is so Evan. This is something that only he could release. This is either, you know, very kind of sonically him, or, oh yeah, I could see how it played off in the music video. I didn't come away from it thinking this is a song only Evan could have done. It felt very kind of generic pop, I guess, kind of pop punk rock, I guess. And it's not, like I say, it's not a bad song. It's enjoyable to listen to, but I had kind of come into it knowing Evan, knowing from Hypen, I mean, knowing Evan, knowing his passion for production and for music making, and how long he's talked about having a mixtape in the wings, sorry. But I didn't come away from this being like, wow, that is something completely never done before, so new. Even if it wasn't, I know people have been going back and forth on, like, was he meant to be different from Hypen? I don't think that's the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is that I didn't feel like the song was just Evan, the way that I sort of expected. Obviously, with the debut, there are always going to be growing pains, but with Evan, he's been talking about this for so long, and it's clearly something that he feels so passionately about. And I just don't know if this was the song for a debut. And that doesn't mean that I don't think it's Evan's song. I just mean that, you know, with a debut, particularly for a former group member going soloist, you're looking for that difference. You're looking for something that makes you look at it and you're like, wow, that is this solo artist. But I wasn't getting that from Ride or Die. And I think the other kind of reason I think that as well is the music video felt a little bit disjointed. Kind of when I was watching it, I understood the messaging of it. I get the kind of message of nobody is truly seeing me except for my Ride or Die. Totally, I got that point. But what I mean is that it did feel in different places like they were very cool scenes, but that they weren't necessarily put together well. If that, I feel like I'm not making any sense. I didn't get the vibes from it that it was like, wow, this music video goes perfectly with this song, or even that the music video went perfectly with itself. I think that there were again, a lot of very cool scenes, but I don't know if they fit together thematically, if that makes sense. So I think that that kind of, the identity crisis of the music video almost ties in with the identity crisis I got from the song, which is that, again, it's a good song. You're going to listen to it a bunch. It's catchy, it's upbeat, it's different, but it's not Evan. Like, I didn't listen to it and think, wow, this is Evan's sound. And for a debut, knowing that he was such an integral part of a group, I kind of expected coming into it that it would be like, wow, this is very Evan. So, with that out of the way, let me also talk about Overflow. In my honest opinion, I do think Overflow is the better song. But again, I have different music tastes than you, than Evan, than Hybe, whatever. I prefer Overflow sonically, but it still, like I said, suffers from that lack of identity, I think. And again, I don't expect Evan to come out and just get it just 100% straight out of the gate. Obviously, there's going to be, like I said, growing pains. There's going to be him learning his own kind of place as a soloist. There's going to be different fan expectations. Obviously, that's all going to be different. But even with a lot of debuts, you still hear something that's like, wow, this is this group, or this is this soloist. I didn't come out of either song being like, this has never been done before, this is clearly Evan's vibe, sound, whatever. And that was the same with Overflow. Even though I prefer Overflow as a song, I thought that Overflow did give off a more mature air, which I really liked. I do think that sometimes, I don't hate ENHYPEN songs at all, but I do prefer a lot of their newer songs that have a more mature air, so I think that that's also probably why I liked Overflow. But I also just thought that Overflow was sort of closer to what I had assumed that Heesung would be doing, almost kind of like that rocky R&B sort of thing. I know people brought up comparisons to The Weeknd, which I think is fair, but in both cases, like I said, I still feel like Overflow, though it is a good song, it is the one I prefer. I still just didn't feel 100% like, wow, this is Evan. And I do think that for me that was a little disappointing, and that's why I said I'm still kind of on the fence as to where I fall on this. Because again, I'm not sitting here saying that these aren't good songs. They are, sonically they're great. They're both catchy, both of them are on my playlist. I haven't listened to Ride or Die in actually like a day or so, but it's still playing in my head. Sonically, they're good songs. I just don't necessarily know if it was the feeling that I thought I was going to get, and I'm not sure if people agree or not. Again, these are just my opinions. You are more than welcome to have respectful conversations in the comments, but I just came into it, I think, expecting to feel a little bit more Evan. And again, I don't discount his meaning behind the songs at all. I know he's spoken a little bit about it. That is not for me to talk about. In fact, I don't think that's for any fan to dissect, if I'm honest. But I think that it's a fair comment to say that even though it's a debut, Evan has been talking about this for so long that I was just a little surprised that these were the first two songs. So again, I mean, I'm not completely writing it off at all. I'll have to keep kind of listening on my own. If I obviously make more spreads, I'll post them on YouTube. But that was kind of my first thoughts. Like I said, I was a little nervous about making this video. I do get a little bit nervous when I have opinions that I think are a bit unpopular. But I just don't think it would be fair for me to come on and be like, wow, this blew me out of the water. They're great songs. It's just, I feel like, I had actually said this, I feel like these could be songs you give to any other male idol in the industry, and they would sound the same. And that was where it was disappointing, because Heesung does have a great voice. Heesung is incredibly talented. And I just don't know necessarily if these were the two that I personally would have chosen to debut. That doesn't knock the fact that people enjoy them. That doesn't knock the fact that they were clearly important to Evan. But for me, it was just sort of one of those ones where I didn't come away thinking, man, this is something completely brand new. So, I appreciate you hearing me out on this. Like I said, I am open to having respectful conversations in the comments. We can talk about this. The only times I don't comment back are on straight up hate posts. But please do let me know your opinions down below. Let's talk about it. If you did enjoy it, don't let my opinion sway you at all. Please don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone else's word for it. Make your own decisions on this. But I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.